Hill in his first season with the Jazz, averaging a career best in scoring. He's with and Rudy Gobert. Same starting five for the Clippers. Redick. Will this finally be the year for the Clippers in this series, but likely beat the Warriors to get there? Oh boy, an injury early as Gobert goes down hard, having trouble getting up. Wow. Being helped off the floor right now by Diaw and Hill.
It looked to me like Mbah a Moute tried to fight.
The guard DeAndre Jordan. So 17 seconds in, Gobert, a defensive player of the year candidate, goes out with it.
Finished at 11-2. So this is a team that's one of the best teams in the league when they're healthy.
Won 7 in a row, including last weekend in San Antonio.
Utah play, they move the ball, they use a lot of the clock. They're very unselfish. They read defenses very nicely. And now who's going to protect the rim?
Well, right on cue. Nobody. Team All-NBA center last year. Then made the All-Star team this year for the first time. And then he just...
Multiple possessions.
All the attention that Jordan draws. They get the second chance up. And Utah lost. Potential All-NBA center Rudy Gobert in the first 17 seconds. Jordan...
Look at Chris Paul really fighting George Hill, trying not to let him get a ball back. And he can play pick and roll. We've already seen him make a couple plays here early in the game as Withy with the drive around.
Defenseman in hockey, they take those gloves off to see all the scars, right?
No doubt.
Griffin's had a great year shooting a three ball right on cue. Griffin gets it blocked by Withy. Now, so the timer reset to 11. Here's Paul weaving through defenders. There's the lob! The Clippers, Sheldon Mack is on the floor for Utah, playing the backup point guard. Gordon Hayward finally out of the league in offensive possessions. That's one of the reasons why they give up the fewest points in the NBA. Open three, Johnson. Joe Johnson shot as he's out. Here's Diaw in the lane. Open three for Boris Diaw is good. Corner three from Mbah a Moute.
If he averaged 10 to 12 points a game, he would be talked about at first team all defense. What a great play. Great play.
He came up in foul trouble, so it's an adjustment on an adjustment, but you just got to compete.
What in this one? George Hill, nice pass to Diaw, and Diaw gives it up. And Joe Johnson, but Johnson has been able to fit in as Speights gets it to rattle home.
A good job on Gordon Hayward this year in the 3 games they played.
Yeah, Doc does not seem optimistic about his chances of playing in the post. There, 2 vets. Pierce, 39, playing his final NBA season. George Hill gets the bounce.
Now, this Jazz team, they're going to keep fighting. It's a team that's had all kinds of injuries all year, as we see Felton in the lane.
A lot of games this year, or a ton of minutes, but obviously that experience in the playoffs as Jamal Crawford playing with 2 fouls.
And Doc Rivers said the best thing he ever did coaching Jamal Crawford was never said he took a bad shot. So there's no such thing as a bad shot.
It's over to alter the attempt by Favors. Here's Crawford doing work again. Lob to Jordan, and he got stuffed that time. Let's bring in J.A. for more on Quinn Snyder.
Yeah, Dave. As Quinn Snyder said this morning, he said, I've been to run
away by Johnson. Here's Hayward. Good catch and finish. One up in the air. Kept alive, and Hood now for 3. Hit it! And the Jazz back.
Wonderful young guy he is and stuff. What a tragedy.
Blake Griffin to the basket. That's 13.
Shot just a little bit more. He's only taken, what, 3 shots tonight?
Yeah, 1 of 3, 3 points. Joe Johnson able to muscle it.
And that's why the Jazz are going to be a tough out.
Ingles, nice bounce pass. Favors pay.
An irritant.
Johnson takes the deep 3 and buries it. The break.
This small lineup has really hurt the Clippers.
Favors another jam.
After Rodney hurt his knee.
Griffin will try a 3. He's 2 for 2 from out there.
Against transition.
Griffin, beautiful finish. These are 2 grown men right here. Joe Johnson against Blake Griffin. And Johnson, a beautiful shot. Utah leading by 3. Here's George Hill with the pull-up. Hit it! It's a 2-point.
Knocks the shot down. A nice screen to set him up.
Boy, mistake by Gordon Hayward.
They're going to spring the upset without Gobert.
Mute's done a good job on him. Hayward able to get this one, though. Chris Paul, meanwhile, 3 of 3 at the line. 5 points, 8 assists. Here's Johnson again. Gets the bounce. Now Blake Griffin just puts his head down. Drives past. Gives it up to Crawford. 3-ball. No good. Paul gets it back. Finds Crawford. He scores with a second left. It was 6. Both teams won 51 games during the regular season. What a pass by Diaw to find Ingles in the floor. Yeah, Redick took just 3 shots, made 1. They go to Griffin quickly. Just burrows into Boris Diaw. Yeah, Redick just cannot shake Ingles. Finally does. Gets to the rim in the lane. Worked so hard. Turned himself into a very good NBA player. He'll be a free agent in the offseason. Nice look by Hill to Paul. Weaves through everybody. Gets to the hole. The 6 points during the regular season. He averaged 22, a career high. Lob to Favors. And he's able to finish. DeAndre Jordan collects it. Here's Paul with the pull-up. One of the best pull-up jumpers. Here's Joe Johnson, who had 14 first-half points. Gordon Hayward able to hit. And that gives Utah. George Hill with the teardrop. Got his own miss and puts it in over.
Sneaking around that rim. You got to block him out.
You know, when they traded him, we showed you that Kawhi Leonard highlight as Griffin scores in his.
Yeah, that's about the first 3 or 4 practices that we traded George Hill for him.
Hill fouled by Paul. Count it. The line, but a 4-point lead. Here's Blake Griffin, 24 points. The next high score for the Clippers is Paul with 9. Joe Johnson blocks Griffin. Fires it ahead to Hayward, who gets the leg. Into basketball operations. Can they turn it around and take game 1 here? Chris Paul gets the bounce and has 11.
Rattled in a 3 in his first stint on the floor.
Paul takes it all the way to the lane. Here comes Jamal Crawford. When will he get going? Just 6 points so far. How about now? Here comes the max screen. Now the switch. Felton on Hayward. 3 to shoot. Hayward spins, fires, hits with 1 point. Points of the third quarter. He's starting the fourth quarter on the bench. Utah by 4. Here's Felton and the play. Game 2 Tuesday. Back here in LA. Rodney Hood, a good look, and he pays it off.
Open shots to start the quarter. Ingles just missed his.
Blake Griffin got stripped.
5 points tonight has been very frustrated by Joe Ingles' defense. Started early in the game, and JJ's never gotten rhythm.
Bad defense.
Tough, and you better be smart.
They've scored 11 of the last 13 points. Crawford misses. DeAndre Jordan to shoot. Ingles. George Hill. Banks in the 3!
You just do that all in one motion.
Spades from the corner. They just told me they're going to get an MRI tonight to find out about his availability for the rest of the series. Jordan, good deep. Spades, fakes, drives, lobs, Jordan! Here in LA, 7.5 to go in game 1. Hood fires to Favors underneath. Here's Paul. Hits it, he's fouled! Hayward driving, falling away. Way off the mark, but there's Favors for the putback. He has not played this many minutes a lot this year. Chris Paul muscles it up and in. 29. Paul with the head up, looking to make something happen. He'll pull up for 3. It's good! His first 3-pointer of the night. Hayward, nice shot by deflected. Johnson now pulls up and scores. He's got Favors on him. Redick gets past him and gets all the way to the rim. So it's all gets it back. They've got Ingles on him. Paul driving, puts it up. It's good off glass. Ties the game at 95. Utah has a timeout. Gets it across half court. Won't use the timeout. 5 seconds left. Joe Johnson with 4. Johnson with 2. Drives in.